What is up, people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and welcome to another Lighthouse episode review. Um, uh, I'm sorry that I had to push these back, but I actually pushed these episode reviews back. I delayed these on purpose because I was uploading other videos throughout the week. Um, so it's not like I had to wait several days to watch the episode. I watched the episode like the day after it aired. And so I waited on until now to upload it on purpose because I was uploading my Sonic movie review, my new taste test video for the weekend, my 9-year anniversary on YouTube video. So yeah, and also what sucks is that I had to record this a second time because the first time I recorded this I ran out of space and I waited too late to upload this, and I don't have time to edit it and upload it on today. So yeah, I like to wait too late in the night to review, to upload videos. I don't know why, but yeah. Today I'm reviewing the episode Singled Out. It's let's get started, shall we? So hopefully I'll do this video quicker as well. It's it's also 2/20/2020. So yeah, that's neat. Anyway, so. Singled Out. This episode, it's another Lynn episode. She's had lots at this point. She's had like 3 or 4 or 5, I think. So, yeah. This episode is very interesting. This, along with its sister episode, are Valentine's Day themed episodes. Its sister episode, Brave the Last Dance, is specifically based around Valentine's Day. So, yeah. Anyway. Excuse me, why did I burp on camera? Oh well. Richard Review Tech USA burps and farts on camera all the time. He does it in live streams, but he still does that on camera, so it's not the weirdest thing if I do it. So long as I do it in a kind of classy way. But anyway, this episode, it stars Lynn, and I lost my train of thought. So it starts off at the roller derby, right, or the skate center or whatever, and it starts off with Lynn and her roller derby teammates because I guess they're doing some sort of roller derby competition, I guess, and a lot of Lynn's teammates we've never seen before. Like most of those characters are brand new, except for Margot, who is actually the exception. But every other character on Lynn's roller derby team is brand new. So I really like some of their designs. I especially like the girl with the big circular glasses, the crazy hair, and I think she has braces. Yeah, I think I like her the most. I don't know any of their names to save my life. So anyway, fast forward to the Bourbon Burger, and Lynn's teammates, they all actually have dates, and Lynn is hanging out with all of them, with all of their dates. So she is actually the extra wheel. She's actually the third wheel in the situation, or the fifth wheel, or the ninth wheel. You get 4 teammates plus four more the boyfriends and girlfriends, and so yeah, that makes Lynn the ninth wheel, even though Lynn herself says she's the third wheel. But anyway. Lynn feels singled out, as the episode would suggest. So, yeah. We go back to her house, or to Lynn's house, right? She's watching TV, and Lucy shows up. She's talking with her, and they have some very interesting conversation. And Lynn says something very interesting because she says she thought she had a crush on somebody once, but. She was actually just dehydrated. Now, yeah, I want to talk about this for a second because I forgot to mention earlier in the video that this, along with its sister episode, we're going to quote unquote break the fandom. You know, because this episode was all about the ships, and yeah, because these are the first Valentine's Day episodes that we've had since Elders for Love, and that was 2.5 years ago. It was that premiere in 2017, which was the first year that I lived in this apartment. It's been that long. So yeah, in O's for Love, a couple of the love interests of the sisters would wind up making recurring appearances. Uh, I think the best example of that is Benny because he wound up being a mainstay in the series, and he and Luann are dating now a lot, and you could almost say they're a couple. And it is confirmed that Chaz and Lenny are still dating, or rather they are dating. As for any of the other love interests, though, I don't know if they'll ever return because a lot of people wanted Francisco to be in this episode, but personally, I never really cared for Francisco. I was always I honestly didn't really care for him. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I've just been very neutral about him like ever since the beginning. I mean, we knew literally nothing about him, but and he didn't come back. But you know, um, I couldn't really. It didn't really make a difference to me whether Lynn would wind up with him or not, or anyone else. Um, don't at me. But yeah. So yeah, we fast forward. Excuse me. So Lynn tries all these different methods to try to get a date for I think this upcoming dance or whatever, and I think it's at the roller derby again, where they're doing couple skating whatever. So Lynn makes these like spicy burgers or whatever. She makes them for all these guys. That they're all too hot for them, and we actually saw this in the preview for the episode. Actually, this scene right here, and then this new kid. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he has these big glasses and has a shirt that literally says anime on it. Dexter, that's his name, Dexter. Shit, I finally remembered. I remember because he looks like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. But anyway, he and Lynn talk, and Lynn asks him to this dance or whatever, and he agrees. And unfortunately, Lynn is really not really asking him for the right reasons. She only really wants to ask him for, like, for her personal gain. She doesn't really want to ask him because she wants to be in a relationship. She wants to ask him so she doesn't feel left out amongst all her friends who already have boyfriends and girlfriends. And this is actually very similar to previous episodes in the series involving other characters. This is similar to Friend or Foe and Community Disservice because in both of those episodes, Lisa and Lola, respectively, both try to make a friend, but they don't want to make a friend because they want to make a friend. They want to make a friend because they have to for one particular reason or another, and so they're pretending to be the friend, kind of, and that backfires on them, and by the end of the episode, they learn from their ways, and they do wind up wanting to become friends with these new characters for real. Excuse me. So, yeah. So, we fast forward to the dance, and long story short, I know I'm forgetting some major details, but I can't remember the whole episode off the top of my head for some reason. And I only just saw this a couple of days ago. Excuse me. So, long story short, Lynn admits to Dexter that she doesn't want a relationship. She didn't want a relationship. She only asked him out because she didn't want to feel left out amongst her friends who already have boyfriends and girlfriends. And Dexter, he wasn't mad at Lynn, and he was forgiving and understanding because he feels the same way. He doesn't want to be in a relationship either, and so they wind up bonding over that, and I think they wind up hanging out for a little bit afterwards. And I don't know if they'll hang out again. I don't know if they'll I don't know if they'll hang out again and let alone go on a date and go on a for real date in the future. So yeah, so all's well that ends well with these characters, and so that's it with my synopsis. Now, what did I think of this episode? I actually really liked it. It's not my favorite Lynn episode, but it's definitely a strong one, and it's very fitting. Given Lynn's nature, being the strong type, the strong athletic type. Her several alter ego is the strong suit after all. Um, so there's lots to like about this episode. One thing I want to say, I think this episode was one of the first to really step up its animation quality. I mean, it's one of the first things I noticed actually. And the Lighthouse has always had fantastic animation, but this I feel like the creative team is pushing themselves even further and making the animation even better because it is in this episode. I feel like characters are even more bouncy and then I feel like they're even more bouncy than usual, and there's even more squash and stretch applied, and I feel like characters are even more expressive. So they're already like adding on to how great the animation was. It was already great, but they're making it even better and even more pleasing to the eye. Because yeah, most recently the Casagrandes has had a lot more. I want to say has had a lot more visual gags, and there's been a lot more visual gags in the Casagrandes, and I feel like the Lighthouse is starting to match up with that. Same thing, this episode along with its sister episode. So yeah. I gotta say, I love that about this episode, and another thing I love about this episode is there's even more LGBTQ representation. This show has really it's really, how do you say, it's really broken ground and broken barriers with that ever since the very beginning, I'd say. And it all started with Clyde Stads, Howard and Harold, and then we were all surprised by Saluna, because yeah, and L's for Love is what I'm referring back to that again, because yeah, in that episode, I was completely surprised to find out that Lynn was interested in a girl. She had a crush on a girl, and that this Sam character was actually female, and lo and behold, in this episode, we have even younger characters who are LGBTQ characters, and I can't remember their names exactly, but yeah, these are actually these are just young teenagers we're talking about here. So that makes these new characters the youngest characters in the Loud House series that are gay, and I gotta say that's I I've always been proud of the Loud House for representing the LGBTQ community, because I gotta say it's been, I feel like I'm repeating myself too much. You know, having LGBTQ characters in the Loud House is something I never thought I'd see, honestly, and I'm glad that this show has it. Because only in recent times were kid shows able to have LGBTQ characters, and once again, I gotta commend the Loud House team and Nickelodeon themselves for having the for I'm amazed Nickelodeon has allowed this, but I commend the Loud House staff for having gay characters in the Loud House in the first place, and yeah, they're only pushing that even further, and they're just the show is never afraid to have LGBTQ representation, and yeah, I'm really happy. You know, I never thought in kids shows that we would have gay characters, and that hasn't really happened up until what, 5 years ago. So it's still a very new thing. So, but I'm glad it's there. I'm glad we have that kind of representation in kid shows now, and yeah, I know not everyone would agree with me, but I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm glad we have gay representation in the Loud House. So now I think I'm done with the review. Hopefully I won't run out of space. So if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make, and let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section below. And Stay tuned for more Lados and Casa Grande episode reviews, and also stay tuned for my 2020 WWE Royal Rumble discussion video that I'm doing with my friends Tyler and Michael. I did not want to wait this long to do that video, but unfortunately, I've had no choice but to wait that long because it's hard to get all three of us together to film this. It's been hard for some reason to get all three of us together to do this review. But yeah, we're gonna get it done this weekend, hopefully. Knock on wood. My bed frame's made out of wood. You could see it right there. And also stay tuned for my 700th video this month. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be very exciting because my 100 video milestones are they always are exciting. So. Once again, I'm Alex Wimmer, aka AP3 Jump. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, and happy 2020. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen again for a very. That sort of number thing isn't gonna happen again for a very long time.